Hey, health heroes. Today, I want to just kind of speak candidly, and I don't want to do any editing. I just kind of want to talk from the heart today, which probably isn't a good idea with a YouTube video. I should have made notes and thought about what I was going to say, but yeah, let's just get into it. Here on this channel, we are all about holistic health. That is, I don't talk about the spiritual side of it much, but it does deal with the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of ourselves, with the idea that all of these aspects play into each other, right? They affect our health overall. They're connected, intertwined, and I definitely have not gotten into that as much here. I know that is. I just wanted everybody to know that is the root of where I'm at. That is the root of my belief system when it comes to my health. My health is not a religion. It is not like my ideology. I don't hold biases. I did when I started, but slowly over time I've let those go. I've learned to let those go. It's really hard, as you guys know, but like I've said so many times, adapting is what is going to help you out most when it comes to healing, right? But physical, spiritual, and mental aspects, I mean, what does that even mean, right? I mean, physical is obvious. We go work out, right? We don't push ourselves too hard, but when we're getting into it, a little bit of physical movement is great. It helps detox the body naturally. I don't throw that word around a lot, detoxes and cleanses, but it is true your body can detox itself most of the time. A lot of people are damaged in certain areas that makes it difficult, but definitely you need to do that to get moving. Mental, well, there's more to physical, obviously. I mean, the diet. I mean, pretty much the whole diet, right? But I don't want to really talk about food today, right? Obviously, we know that here. But mental is such a big part of this. I mean, being able to stay consistent and just do what it takes to actually eat the way you know you're supposed to and to actually push yourself to get physical, right? So, I mean, one could argue that the mental aspect of the holistic health, let's call it like a corner, I don't know, a holy trinity, no, not holy, but trinity, right? It's more important, really. You really have to get the mental side down before you can even really start to even think about the physical side of it. I mean, you can start at any angle of this and end up at the same point, but I think if you don't master the mental side, you're definitely in for some failures. And we're all gonna fail on this journey anyway, right? Many times until we get it right. And maybe we never get it right. I personally feel like such a failure sometimes in massive areas of my life. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but just letting myself down, physically, mentally, and of course spiritually. Like, let's talk about this. Spiritually, what does that even mean? Am I going to get into woo-woo stuff here? Am I going to go into my religion? I mean, I think most of you know that I label myself as a Christian. I would never say that I'm a good Christian or that I'm holy or a saint or anything like that, but I certainly would call myself a follower of Christ, right? And I'm not pushing anybody else to do that here at all. I'm just saying that's my life, right? So I'm trying to be better, and in the past I haven't done so well. I mean, I think I haven't done really all that well up even now. I mean, the point of this channel, other than therapy, apparently I've used it mostly as therapy, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm just hoping that some of you can relate and maybe we can learn something together. But I mean, really this channel was supposed to be to inspire people, right? That's what I created it for. Adamimmune, immune health. At the first of it, I was like, okay, it's all gut health. It's all the immune system. That's where the immune system really is. 80% of the immune system is in the gut. That's where we have to focus. And then I started branching out. I realized everything is connected. There's more than just gut health. I mean, there's more than just diet. There's more than just, it's the whole way you live your life. And living your life means more than just your mental and your physical, right? There is more to it. I know a lot of you aren't into religion, and that's cool. I think a lot of people have put sort of like a placeholder there. Instead of saying God, I've seen a lot of people on, especially Instagram, they'll say the universe or something like that, or whatever. I'm not pushing anything. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying there is some sort of spiritual aspect to it. And the people that I see, maybe doing this like me are sort of more successful, I think. I feel like maybe they're more solid, because they have the mental, the physical, and the spiritual. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. Like, when I am actually upholding myself to the standards that where I want to be with this holisticness, I feel much more stable, just all around. I mean, obviously, when you go work out, you feel better mentally, right? When you get a full night's sleep, you feel better physically. Like, everything is connected to each other, right? You need that reset. And I definitely have, with my spiritualness, it's difficult to know what to do there. I mean, is it just like reading your Bible? Is it just like meditating on, the scripture, praying? Is it all that? Maybe it's that. Maybe it's more. And again, let me know in the comments what that means to you, because it can be sort of vague. A lot of people really kind of beat around the bush about it. And I'm not doing that here. I'm just kind of leaving this open so you guys can sort of get what you need from this. Like, I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what this means to you, how you stay spiritually healthy, right? Because what does that mean? I guess that's going to mean different things to different people in different religions, but I'm curious about it overall. But there's some things that we all definitely need to do, and it's definitely keeping ourselves consistent and holding ourselves responsible for these things. Because I see a lot of people, and including myself, like, will blame the world, right? The modern world, it's dangerous, it's toxic, it's unnatural, right? It's what made us sick. And it might be true, right? But that doesn't really help anybody. It doesn't push us to be better. It doesn't move the movement forward, right? I mean, just saying these things overall, I feel like on my Instagram especially, I've failed this. I put out these things that I believe to be true, and maybe they are true. Some people have said not. Some people agree. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But is it really creating positivity? And is it creating inspiration? Is it creating forward movement, to make this world better? Because I feel like if it's not, I need to stop doing that. I need to stop being a part of the problem, right? Because yeah, I can put out funny stuff to poke fun at other people and the way they believe and do things. Like, and me especially, I'm so guilty of this. I will make fun of vegans and everything else. And, and I can say that I did it to help them, to, wake them up and help them out of their crisis. But that's not what wakes people up. That's not what changes people. I mean, what does change people? Are you just going to drop some knowledge bomb on people and they're just going to, oh, wow, you were right. Wow, I shouldn't have done that. That just doesn't happen. You never get into an argument with somebody on Facebook or Instagram or something and they're like, wow, you are so right. Wow, I can't believe that I didn't see this before, right? No, that's not how we change the world. And I feel like I should just like tattoo this on my arm or hand or something. Because the only way we can change people is by doing different things, by actually just showing love. I think that's really the thing we can do. We don't have to tolerate certain behaviors, but we definitely need to show everyone love, right? So anything that's going to harm people, we don't have to tolerate, okay? A lot of people get on this compassion train. I've said this before, and they're like, just tolerate everybody. Just everybody do your own thing. Live your best life. No, that doesn't mean we have to go out and support everybody and condone everything. That's not what living a good life to me is. Again, maybe I'm judging. But for me, what it means to me is just showing people the way, right? Showing people how you do things, just sort of like leading the path. Just like shining a light on this dark road that we're all trying to figure out, right? Because some people, they seem like they have it figured out, but maybe they don't, right? I don't feel like I'm ever going to find perfection, and I hope nobody thinks that like I'm out here being like, oh yeah, I've healed myself of everything and I'm just like the happiest person in the world and I never have any struggles and I always get a full night's sleep and all that and I always eat perfectly. And the truth is, I am not perfect. I struggle. Like, I think the biggest thing for me is I'm just so like in my head all the time. I'm like, I think I'm just so critical of the entire world. I think because I felt like I've been hurt by the world so bad that I just have to be overcritical of everything, you know? Instead of judging something for what it is, I'm looking at somebody's motives and I'm looking, why are they doing this? You can be prone to this because of pain and trauma, and I think that may be how conspiracy theorists are created. I don't know. But I love conspiracies and everything, but just for fun, right? But there are some truth, there's like a grain of truth in everything, right? But I don't believe the government is out to destroy us. I don't believe things like that. Look, again, all this stuff is all over Instagram. It's all over the world. It's like you're on one side or the other. It's like I'm not saying the government did this, but I feel like there's just so much division in the world caused by, well, us, right? We're causing this division. We're separating us. It's me. I'm doing it. I am separating the vegans from the carnivores and the omnivores from everyone else and me from them. I'm no different than them. I'm no different than them 5 years ago. I'm no different than anybody. We're just all on a different path. And the only thing that changes is time, and time changes us. And love really does, I mean, it's kind of cringy, but wake us up, you know, to what is really true. Because there are facts that are true, right? That we could agree on if we look at data. But then there are just, I guess you would call it wisdom, right? And just little truth bombs that really just, truth bombs that instead of open our minds, open our hearts. You know, I've talked even about, like, again, the vegan, you know, I've talked about, you know, sustainability, and I'm like, you know, yeah, like, that is not what I'm about. I am not about all these other things. We all use these facts, you know, as tools to win arguments and things like that. And I think I'm going to try to stop doing that. I'm going to try to unite us, okay? Be more into unity, because I think that's the only thing that's actually going to be a positive change. Now, maybe this doesn't make sense. I'm still working this out in my head. I just don't want to be that person anymore that divides. And that's going to be hard, and I'm going to fail. But I'm going to figure it out along the way. And I've had a lot of people point this out. You know, I mean, it's just so hard to stay in that mindset. It really is, especially for me. That definitely is where I struggle the most with my mindset, I think. Just staying in that zone where you're like, yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're inspiring, you're helping, but without being too overly critical and too harsh. That's me. Like, I'm like 100% or nothing kind of guy. I want to go all in, and that definitely has hurt me. It's helped me some part of the journey, and it's definitely hurt me and hindered me in other areas. I'm not as compassionate as other people, and I'm just not made that way. I'm not blaming anybody else for that. It's just who I am. I'm who I've been. But we don't have to be who we have been, do we? We can be better. It is a choice. But being a choice, you have to be active in that. So this holistic journey, it's a long one. It is a long one, and there really is no end goal. I've never sat down and be like, and maybe you should, but I've never sat down and be like, here's where I actually want to end up, right? But smaller goals are important to make, and I actually do want to, actually, this sounds crazy, but I actually do want to promote this thing. Angelina actually sent me this really cool health journal. I've been looking for one, and she was on my Instagram, and she actually reached out and like, hey, I'm creating this health journal. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool, because we're both Christians, and yeah. So it says, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. And I really love that, physical, spiritual, and mental. So if you guys are looking for a really cool health journal, I will leave the link to this in the description below. But yeah, just get yourself a health journal or a tracker or something that really helps you. I'm going to recommend this just because it aligns with my spiritual beliefs. So it has quotes, it's a 3-month health journal, and it has a weekly planning section in between. So just really cool. I've been reading through this and I'm just kind of like loving it. I'm thinking to myself, could I sit down and actually do this? Because if I did this, I know I would improve myself. I know I would be more consistent with everything. It really brings the whole holistic health to kind of flourish in there. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys use in the comments below. I think you guys should also reach out to maybe Angelina on her Instagram, Body by Bible. She's amazing. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description too. I really appreciate her sending me this so I can just look at it. Like, I learned so much from all of you. You guys really are my inspiration for doing any of this, or just helping, trying to help, trying to be a positive influence on the world. We can all do that. I mean, we don't all have to do YouTube channels. We don't all have to talk into a camera and just pour our heart out. We can just be better, right? And maybe it's as simple as just not posting stupid stuff on Instagram. I'm trying to be better. I think that's all I wanted to say today. I feel like I got it all out. I actually do feel better. Yeah. Holistic health, guys. We're doing it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.